Hey, good morning everybody. This is Brian Vinciguerra with Cracked It Escape Games. I just got back from the Room Escape Conference in Niagara Falls, and waiting for me was this. This is a Mystery Experiences company box that they sent out. I resubscribed to it last month after taking a 3-month break, and I'm going to do something I haven't done on this channel before and do a live unboxing of this experience for you. So if you don't know much about the Mystery Experiences company, it's a mystery in a box. They send out a subscription once a month, and you get a mystery that you have to solve. This particular company has an overarching mythology called the Forest City, and everything takes place in the locations in and around the Forest City. Rachel, this box that I have right here, is an extension of last May. The first experience I'd gotten in May of 2016 was Coraline, and so Rachel's an extension of this, and I'm not sure how they intertwine. I'm not sure what their connections are, but as you can see from the artwork, this is Rachel right here. She was the antagonist in Coraline, and here she is again right here. The general gist about Rachel is that she was the owner of a 100-year-old haunted doll, Coraline, and she had a troubled childhood. She'd been in and out of the mental asylum, and she died of mysterious circumstances. So there's the initial introduction more than a year ago of Rachel into the scenario of Forest City. So what I've got here, like I said, this is a completely sealed box as it was received in the mail yesterday. So I'm going to show you guys what you get for your $29.95 a month. I do have some opinions about this company, and they're pretty well documented. If you go to the Facebook group for, I believe it's the Escape Room Enthusiasts or the Escape Room Owners group, this particular company has been brought up a couple of times, and their experiences are okay. I mean, they're not the greatest, but they've partnered up with another company, and hopefully their quality and their quality control and their attention to detail is going to improve over time. When I first joined the company, it was a very, very young company. They were kind of rushing to market, trying to get in onto into the subscription box model. And they're doing okay, I guess. I'll leave all those opinions for another time. I do want to caution you that if you are thinking of subscribing to this company and joining their subscription box model, you may want to stop the video here, because there will be spoilers in this video and future videos, as I'm actually going to do this experience, and then I'm going to post a full review of my thoughts of it. And here's why it's important to us as escape room owners to do these kinds of activities. You get to see what's out in the market. You also, it can trigger your design and your creative juices to the kinds of puzzles that might be fun for you or for your guests. It's also a good way to formulate a plan if you want to build your own pop-up game, because these are pretty well detailed. There's a lot of supplemental material. For instance, in Coraline last year, it comes with the Forest City Tribune. It's a 5 or 6 page newspaper that every box that I've gotten has come with, and as you can see, there's articles about the key characters and key figures, and there's advertisements about specific locations. So this is actually a pretty detailed object that's in the game. So let's go ahead and crack this baby open. Like I said, if you're worried about spoilers, you may want to turn. So I've got my handy dandy scissors. Don't run around with these because you might fall and get hurt. Cracking the seal. And so let me go over the box. I haven't played. Actually, I've got probably 10 of these, and I haven't played all of them just because I'm so busy running my escape room. I don't have a lot of spare time to do other things other than shit like this, video blogs and other things to help you as future escape room owners. So as far as like real fun activities, I don't do a whole lot outside of my business. But on the tab right here, there's a a code, or possibly a code. I don't know what the importance of this phrase is, but it says, "This is but the shadow of the world on the background of eternity." What does that mean? Maybe we'll figure it out. So, opening the box, this is what you get inside of it. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of papers and pamphlets and postcards and a rosary. If you're a-religious, or just think of this as part of the game. Don't. I'm not trying to put any religious significance on the rosary. So we'll go through these each step by step. Like I said, there's a rosary comes in a packet. I'm not certain what the importance of this is. One of the previous games also had one of these, which we used in our New Blood, New World game as a decoration. Postcard talks about the hints and solutions, and a website. I'm going to cover up the Facebook group and everything. So if you're not part of the group, that you don't go out there and spoil it. But eventually, I'm going to spoil this. There's a crucifix, a little wooden crucifix. A fact sheet from the desk of Marta Perez, and again, I'm not reading over any of this material right now. I'm just showing you what's in the box. Brimstone. Ew. You know, uncannily, some of this stuff is the same material that came in the Coraline box. There's an envelope of excuse me. There's an envelope of this material in the Coraline box, and I'm actually looking at the contents of the Coraline box right here, and we have from 1923, June 13th, 1923, a paper that explains the death of Rachel Lancaster. The focus in this particular box. And also, as I'm looking at it, here's the bag of brimstone that was in the box. A postcard with a photo of a young Rachel Lancaster. This is Emmy, I think. Emmy Lancaster. It's, again, a postcard of her. On the back, there's some information that may or may not be important. We don't know at this time. There's a prescription for laudanum. Postcard from Forest City. Again, there's information and clues that may be on the back. And a Western Union postcard. Here's an envelope. It's not sealed. It's got cards in it. And the more I'm thinking of it, this may be an exact replication, so much as far as the material that's in it, as the Coraline box. And I may do a side-by-side comparison of Coraline and Rachel. So I took a 3-month break, and I resubscribed accidentally because I didn't click the unsubscribe totally. So when it came time for renewal, they just automatically charged my credit card for the $99. I wasn't real happy about it, but you know, it is what it is. There's just basically a poster about Rachel. There's from the Secretary of State. There's a letter that says "strictly confidential," and it's this is sent to Father Halloran, who's a recurring character in the game. And again, these most of these, because they all take place in Forest City, they're connected to locations that you'll recognize from month to month to month. And then here's a memo from the desk of Marta Perez, who was mentioned earlier in one of the things. And again, this is it's a double-sided, so 5-page document with lots and lots of information about the different areas of the world of Forest City. A photocopied letter dated December 15th, 1922, right before Rachel Lancaster passed away. Mary's diary from 1923, single-sided. Well, there's lots of papers in here this time. Bedlam Asylum log date, January 3rd, 1923, again, single-sided. I recognize this puzzle from the last one, so that'll be pretty, fairly easy to solve, unless they changed it and they're just using the same artwork. Again, single-sided. Repeat puzzle from Coraline. This is a scary clown with a code on it, with a cryptogram code on it, and It's drawn by Mary Lancaster, which is, I believe, if I recall correctly, Rachel's little sister. Oh, well, they've cheapened it up a little bit. This was a cardboard version in the original game, but it's the same Cryptex wheel or crypto wheel that I was in the previous version. Again, repeat puzzle. Children scribbling with a series of X's and O's, and if you're smart enough to get out there and crack this code already, drop a hint down below or leave a comment on Facebook, because you're going to see this there too. A big, pay attention to the bold letters. We'll see what that spells later. So when this puzzle was published last year, there was a bunch of online forum discussion in their Forest City group about there were some inconsistencies in the puzzle. Hopefully they resolved that between last year and this year, because honestly they are reusing every single puzzle that was in the Coraline box. So I just may have paid $30 to play the same game. Here it is, same paper that I showed you before. This is Coraline. This just came out of the box. It's an exact copy. Forest City Tribune. This is the same paper. Again, I'll do a side. Actually, correction. This one is a little bit different. This is the Coraline box. This is the Rachel box. But I think the content's going to be the same, because it says 100-year-old haunted doll. And here it's a haunted doll story. This FBI agent is Marta Perez. Again, you're seeing lots of documents with Marta Perez's name on it, so she may be important. And I'll flip through the paper real quick, see what we got in here. Again, Forest City Tribune. It's the game world that we're in. A featured story about Bedlam Asylum, where Rachel was sequestered and she spent lots of time in and out of the asylum. Marta Perez, I believe, if I recall correctly, is an FBI agent. A new website for Forest City Online, forestcity.info, and then there's a marketplace, the Forest City businesses. And I know, isn't this thrilling watching a guy reading the paper and drinking coffee in my Ura Semperfi Yat Yaz USMC mug. I got in at 2 o'clock last night. 2 o'clock in the morning after lots of delays from Atlanta. Man, it was a long day. It was a 15-hour trip from Niagara Falls. So what we've got here, we got some letters to the editor. Our Archon Genomics is a recurring company, recurring theme in the game. The Basilica of St. Michael, again, a recurring location, recurring theme in the game. A fairly detailed profile of Bedlam Asylum. I'm pretty certain, and I haven't read it yet, but this is a rehash of the last game. Just different pictures. And then profiles of various characters that are in the game. Now, one of the things that, because I've been following along on their Facebook page, one of the things that the Mystery Experiences company is doing is soliciting stories from their users so that we could be profiled in perhaps the missing person section or some section of the game. So they're looking for player and gamer contributions to the game to become a part of the thematic history, I couldn't think of the word, legend and lore of the game. So to help further deepen the connection between the players and the real world. And then we've got the city guide, again, goes over various locations in the Forest City environment. And then the marketplace. Again, this paper is also part of the clues as far as the game goes. So what importance does it play? I don't know yet. And then again, there's a bunch of ads on the back. And then the Mad Hatter, he's a recurring serial murderer in the game. They've got the Raven, again, another recurring customer, or a recurring villain in the game. So what's my first impression? It looks like a rehash of the Coraline story. And I don't see a lot different between what I got a year ago and what I got today. But we'll see. I'm going to play through both of them because again, I didn't get to finish the Coraline story. I'm going to play through both of them. These videos will contain spoilers, so if you're interested in subscribe or purchasing the Coraline or the Rachel box, don't watch this video until after you've played it, and then you can confirm or deny my opinions. Also, these are limited editions, so that's the allure of the Mystery Experience Company's box, is that these only show up for appreciably 1 month. But as you can see, as they're expanding the game world, connecting Coraline and Rachel, which they connected a year ago, they're flipping the script, I hope, between what occurred with the Coraline haunted doll and what occurred with the tragic death of Rachel Lancaster. So for now, that's all I'm going to cover.